It's all well and good to talk about getting addicted to these sort of things. I have to confess, I don't know anything about them. My brother plays, my nephew plays, but I've never really got into the whole gaming thing. So I thought we'd do two things this morning. Talk to gaming expert Julia Hardy and see how you do it on a big screen. So, Julia, I mean, this is Xbox One for a kick-off, isn't it?
Yes, so first of all, this is Xbox One. I have to say, this is possibly a career highlight, playing on a game screen this big.
This big, yeah.
I have to say, it is pretty spectacular. So, as you can see, this is the new dashboard. It's pretty straightforward.
It's a bit Windows 8 styling.
Yep, it's all the same kind of tiles, sort of thing like that. So you just kind of flip between, you put your pins, or your favourite things on the left-hand side. I thought I would start you off with something quite straightforward. There's a little bit of lag, I have to say, on the screen between moving it, but it will be fine.
Right.
So this is Forza Motorsport 5.
Yeah.
You can drive a car, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's pretty straightforward. It's just, right trigger to go forward, left trigger to brake, and then just steer. Do you think,
I'll give that a whirl.
Give it a go. Should we just hop in then? So you just got to walk yourself forward and get in the car. So here you go, I'll hand it over to you.
I mean, how do you walk yourself?
That's it.
That one?
That's it.
How do you get in? Use the left thumbstick to get into the car.
So just move around to the side, there you go, and then that's it, get into the car. Just push into the car, there you go, just push it forward.
Oh, just put... You see, this is... Oh, here we go, right, so we're off. You have to say, I mean...
There we go.
Go on.
It's all right, but look at that. Look how spectacular, even on this really, really big screen, and this is what, 12-foot screen, something like that? It's
yeah,
huge.
If not bigger.
I
mean, are these all computer generated?
Yes.
But you see, with this, you can see, can't you, why people are getting tied into this. Because I'm going. But, I'm not going very well.
OK, that's fine. You can see the racing line there. That's what you've got to follow a little bit. And then if it goes red, then slow down a bit.
Look, I've got to...
Just take it slow. Slow and steady wins the race,
I've got to drive up the M1 after this to go home. But with this level of reality,
yes,
it's no surprise to you that people are getting tied into this and getting absolutely hooked into it, because it's like watching a movie.
I mean, they are getting better. They're getting more and more interesting. It gets more and more challenging and fascinating to be part of these worlds. I think it's quite interesting, really. You're doing much better now. Very well done.
Yeah, thank you.
It is that thing. Oh my God! I can't believe you crashed the car.
This never happens to me in real life.
You can rewind here. So if you make a bit of a mistake, you can then you need to rewind just a little bit more.
Yes, please.
I mean, I suppose you have to look at why people want to disengage from life a little bit.
Yeah.
And there's a wonderful author called Jane McGonigal who wrote this book called Reality is Broken, and she talks about the fact that there's a lot of things that we can learn from gaming. Like, why is it that, because they have these like quite quick feedback loops, as in like, you drive terribly, then you crash the car, or you do well and you get a reward. Why, that's why it becomes this sort of idea of being addicted. And what things we can learn from that. So say, for example, we were to apply gaming logic to something like a workplace. It's all about this idea of kind of opting in and choosing to be part of these worlds. You are awful at this game, I have to say.
Sorry, Thomas, if Thomas, my nephew, is watching, I'm sorry.
It's fine. But, applying these sort of theories to, like, working environments, that maybe we could actually make better working environments, because it's all about the idea of opting in and joining and being part of a community. I suppose it comes down to, as well, it's like anything really in life. You can overtrain if you're in the gym and do it to excess where it's damaging. It's supposed to enrich your life. It's supposed to give you these incredible experiences that you would never, like crashing a McLaren P1. Which, to be honest with you, if you did in real life, you probably wouldn't want to live afterwards.
Out of all of this, I mean, the people, whether you just do it for fun or whether you are a bit hooked on this, it's for 430 quid or something, and what about this bricking issue? People have downloaded an update and it's crashed on.
So this was on the PS4, like a few people were having problems with this, but the original Xbox itself had this thing called the Red Ring of Death, which was, it would basically brick, so it would stop working. And this went on pretty much through all of the iterations of the Xbox, but, it's new technology. There's not going to be completely perfect from the get-go. At the end of the day, you're buying into like a life and a community of people who want to play games with you. You are so awful at driving, Stephen. I'm worried about you going on the M1
I'm great in an actual car.
But yeah, it's not just, especially with the Xbox One, it is about this idea of, you can plug in your Sky TV through it, you can watch live TV. It's something that the whole family can enjoy as well. I mean, the PS4 can do this too, but it's got voice control. We couldn't really hook it up today because of this giant screen. You are terrible at this. I think you need some more practice.
But I can see how actually you could get hooked on this quite seriously, though a lot more practice is needed. Julia, great. Great to see. I've forgotten where I was for a minute. I was so tied, I was so tied into that. There you go. It's really good to see you. Thank you very much. And actually, if you've got one of these or getting the PS4, whatever your sort of console you're getting, get in touch this morning. Let us know what you think. At Sky Stephen, at Sky Gillian.
Stephen Dixon, hide your face in shame. You are officially the worst driver in the world. Coming back, when we come back from the break, we can take a look at the newspapers, and one of the stories we'll be looking at.
Our gaming expert Julie Hardy here once again. Look, an hour ago I disgraced myself on Xbox One with the driving game, absolutely hopeless.
Did you read Twitter at all after that?
I did read Twitter, it went mad. Thanks for all your tweets this morning. But you've also brought in PS4.
Yes, so this is the PS4. As you can see, dashboard a little bit different this time. You've got kind of different levels here. So you've got like the playroom, which we kind of wanted to show, but we couldn't just because of the way the screen is, because we need to use the camera to do that, where these little robots are inside your controller. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, because we are in the middle of the day, I really wanted to show Killzone, but it's not very daytime appropriate in any way. But it does look unbelievably spectacular. You've got, of course, Killzone is a console-specific game, so you can only play it on the PS4. Assassin's Creed is cross-platform, so you can play it on the Xbox One as well. It's kind of like Pirates of the Caribbean style Assassin's game where you're fighting against these Templars who are trying to take over the world. It's very good. But it's lovely. It's very sunny. You get to steer some ships, plunder and loot, which is lovely. Lego Marvel superheroes. The Lego franchise is actually a very, very big gaming franchise. It's something that kind of adults and kids tend to play and equally love.
Works
yeah,
for me.
That's. But I thought I'd go with Knack because this is console specific. Just don't be too mean to Stephen because there is a lot of lag between here and the screen. So when you jump, it does take a little while to. So you might not succeed. So here you are. You're this little character called Knack. Basically, these goblins have come to take over this world. They've created this little robot-y type creature using these sort of weird relics that they found in the ground that kind of power all their cars and stuff like that. So he kind of like, if you can see, he's made of little blocks. And you go around and you collect more of these relics, and he gets bigger and bigger and can kind of get more powerful. So it's a 3D platformer. So I think you should just have a little wander about. So it's basically just X is jump. There you go. So you can do like a double jump like that, and you could do jump, attack, and then press and attack things like that.
Yeah, that.
Just have a little wander around.
Have a little wander about.
It is. I have to say, actually, as a kids game, it's actually quite tough. This is on normal. When I first did a preview of this game, I had to put it to easy because it's quite punishing. So I don't know how well you're going to do here, but don't worry about it. It's fine. We won't judge. So the little crystal there, you can go and beat that up. You can smash that up using the square button.
But with all of it, I mean, you see that you can see how these are, they're fairly innocuous.
Get that guy there.
But with all of these, I mean, obviously we've seen the racing game, which was very realistic last hour, and but with all this, I mean, is this a?
And you died.
I died, excellent. But is this the sort of thing actually which is hooking kids in from a very early age?
Yes, but it's because it's so engaging and interesting. And as we were saying about things like Lego, they're games that you can play locally with with your dad or your brothers or your sisters. I personally, I know I'm slightly biased being a games journalist, but I find gaming more engaging and more interesting than watching television because television's so passive. Gaming, you can get involved. You're part of a community. You play against other people. You have your friends around. You play with them. That, to me, is, you killed him, well done.
Thank you.
It's a lot more interesting than just sitting around and watching TV, and I don't think, it's like with anything we were saying before, too much of anything is not particularly good. You don't want to be shutting yourself off and being like a lonely gamer and sitting in your bedroom. That's not it. It is about community. It's about connecting with other people who share your passion. And, with a lot of the interactivity with a lot of these new consoles, it's about beating your friends' stats online and, like trying to do better than them. And then that in itself is a good degree of engagement.
How do you balance this out then between what is clearly a big community towards actually people getting out and having a bit of a real life as well? Do you need to balance that out?
But it's the same with anything, of course, absolutely. Like gaming, it should be an enrichment of your life. It should be able to give you these wonderful experiences. But then, a lot of gamers do go out there. So there's like the Eurogamer Expo where people kind of turn up and go to that. There's the MCM kind of Comic-Con. You go there and you meet like-minded people, like in the flesh, people who you might meet online, where you're playing video games. It's actually a really, really wonderful community to be part of, I have to say.
So geek is trendy?
Yeah, but then everyone's a geek about something. I bet you're a geek about something.
I'm a geek about anything, really, that I can get my hands on. Anything with buttons, so there you go.
Well, there you go. But why are you not a gamer, then? What's going on, Stephen?
Yeah, but after do this, I think I might be, Julia. There you go. Lovely. I did better with this than I did with the cars, so it's got to be a big thumbs up for me playing a child's game. Excellent. It says it all. That's Sky Stephen for your thoughts on all of this issue, actually. Now, whether you do have concerns about this, or whether it's just part of life that we now have to just get our heads around and accept. Stay with us. More coming up for you in just a moment. What have you got in store, Gillian?
Well, I was rather just enjoying that very calming music. It was great. The very best of Kids TV coming up.